Oh, this is if you bring people in?
No, read it.
No.
Can you see my screen? I'm sharing.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I'll be in my computer in a few minutes.
You're on Facebook. Do you ever look at the internal group?
I do. I go on it every so often,
Go look
and
at
I
the
get postings
either
from it all
either
the
look
time.
at the internal group or make it bigger on my screen and read it. We are now having servicing.
What does that mean? We're having services.
Like when you pay your monthly mortgage, you pay it to a servicer. We
Oh,
are
okay.
now owning come
Oh,
July
okay.
3rd,
So,
we will own a servicing company. So when
okay. So,
people make their mortgage payments, you can start getting paid monthly in residuals on the servicing.
gotcha. Okay. So this has to do with mortgages. Okay. Cool. But that's
What'd you
those
say?
are
I
like
didn't
your
hear you.
those are your own lead loans, like the Nifty loan that I did and stuff like that, or
Well, I'm assuming there's going to be some parameters, like either you have to close it with a certain lender or whatever. I'm guessing it's not going to be on every single loan you close, go to this servicer. However, you never know. Michael, give us more details.
right?
You got, okay, so you're obviously not reading the post, so you just got to get on Facebook and read the post.
Yeah, as soon as I get the breakfast done, I'll go. Like I said, take me a minute or two to
Good
butter
morning,
my
Ojo.
muffins.
No
We're
sound, you're
grinding
muted.
coffee in the background. Hold on, give us a moment.
We're all
The
having
grinder's
breakfast
on.
here.
Hold on a minute. Go ahead.
All right. Well, let's get right into it, I guess then. And I am gonna stop right at 10 this time because I have a Zoom that I'm signed up for at 10.
The
But
Neil thing,
huh?
that Neil, what's his name?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm signed up for it also.
Yeah. Um, okay, so last time we were on, and nobody came on last week. So, Neil, I think you were on 2 weeks ago. So, we're gonna go back to that point because last week was just me and Richard. And so, rather than moving forward, I didn't see a point in doing that with just him and I. So we talked about other stuff he needed since he's new to Nexa. But I'm gonna go ahead and share this screen so that we can go back to we were talking about at networking groups, asking questions and using the questioning to determine personality styles and just finding common ground to create conversation. And we talked about needs, which I have in my book, and I go into depth in my book. And we talked about Ford and Frog also, and they're all very similar. And I said on the next week, we would go deeper into looking at more questions that can be asked. And so, what I did, I also pulled up a slideshow that I have for a whole class that I have done on needs. And so I'm going to open this a little bit bigger. And we're not going to get into the D and the S because D and the S is decision maker and solutions. I only do the D and the S one-on-one, not at a networking event in groups. But the N, the E, and the A, any of those questions are appropriate at networking events, in groups. And I think we even joked last time about how you can even use them when you're out dating. So, remember the N, the E, and the A is now, E is enjoy, A is alter or change. I go through this with people both on their personal lives and their business because I want to build relationship. If I'm only talking about business, I'm not always really building relationship. In my mind, building relationship is actually getting to know someone. maybe deciding, do I want to have a friendship with them? How, do I want to know them a little bit deeper? If I get to know them as a person and not just a business professional, chances of me doing business with them, if I like them, they're going to probably also like me, and the chances of doing business is way higher. If it's strictly business, if you've ever heard a loan originator say, LOs are only as good as their last deal, that's only true when you keep it to just business. But if you actually build a friendship, how often do friends leave friends? Do friends give friends second chances if something gets screwed up? Okay, I'm not talking to myself. You guys, it's supposed to be a conversation. So somebody unmute and speak up.
Yes.
Yeah, usually, right? As long as whoever screwed something up, like owns it, right? If you
Yep.
own it, if you talk about what you would do different, if there's something learned from it, friends usually move past hiccups or bumps or whatever. But you're only as good as your last deal means you didn't really have a relationship. Because then if you screw up, they're just moving on, right? Like 100%, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like let's talk about questions you can ask to decide at a networking event. Do you want to be their friend? Do you want them to be your friend? Do you want to get to know them better? So last time we talked about this, where people in Arizona often are like, Archer, you're an unusual where you were born and raised in Arizona, right? It's not that common in
Oh,
Arizona.
really? I didn't know that. I take that for granted then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, start thinking about the people you know outside of the native community. How many
Yeah.
people do you know that are not native that actually were born and raised here?
Hmm.
Probably
You
not that
know,
many.
I think quite a bit because they're younger, because they went to school here, because, I think it's because of my connection through my kids. That's probably
Okay,
why. But when I
so
start meeting people that are older, like
yeah.
through Nexa, when we do these trips and we're flying together, then I'm like, okay, now I see how many are not actually
Yeah,
from
or think
Arizona.
about the realtors you've worked with and met over the years that are not native. Like, because
Yeah,
we're talking about networking with other business professionals, and yeah,
yeah,
your kids are young business professionals. However, probably a lot of their friends are not necessarily business professionals right now. They probably stand out among their friends, would be my guess, right? And probably
yeah.
because they
Yeah,
have
I mean, I
great
went to a
examples.
networking event recently that Masai took me to, and a lot of the people there were not indigenous to Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not common, right? So you can always ask wherever you're from, like, hey, are you from here originally? If not, where are you from? I mean, that's an easy question to start conversation,
Hmm.
right? Now, if they are from there, you could ask, like, what's kept you here? How come you
Yeah.
never moved away? But if they're new to the area or they moved as an adult, right? What brought you out here? Like for me, what brought me to Arizona was warm weather and a teaching job,
Hmm.
right? I'm clearly not still teaching. So that could be another question. Like, oh, you were a teacher? Well, what got you in the mortgage industry, right? Like, so one
Right.
question could lead to another as you start getting to know people. But
Hmm.
so it could be what kept you, like if you remember last time we were on here, I asked Neil, what's kept you in that area of California? And for him, it was family. So then I learned Neil is very family oriented. So I also learned that relationships are important to Neil. So when I start thinking about if I want to work with Neil, what is important to him, I want to stay in his personality style if it also works for me. Like, you're not going to change who you are to work with someone, but if you know their personality style, you can chameleon a little bit to build your relationship better by knowing what's important to them, right? So now I know Neil's family is important to him. And I think we talked a little bit last time too about sending cards. It was like after when we talked about steps to follow up, right? So I might now watch Neil's social media for pictures of him with family, and then I'm going to steal a picture from his social media of a picture of him with family, put it in a embedded in a card, and send that to him. Now I'm like, hey, I might rank higher on Neil's, friendship ranking because I did something that I know is important to him, right? If I want to build the friendship, it's not about what's important to me. I mean, to a degree, right? But it's really about what's important to him. And if I send him a card with a picture of him and his family embedded in the card, and I haven't gotten business from him yet, he's probably going to call and thank me for the card. And guess what? Business might be in the near future, right? So start getting to know what's important to people. So what brought you out here or what keeps you here? Where did you live if there was somewhere in between? Like maybe like I was born and raised in New York, but where did I live before? Well, I came here from Massachusetts, right? So have you ever lived anywhere else? You know, just different questions to get to know people. And if you find out why they've moved, very often that tells you a lot about their personality. So, like, if I would have said, I moved to Arizona because of great weather after I came here for a vacation and I never wanted to leave, am I a planner? Am I a detail-oriented person? Or am I just move on a whim, take action, get an idea, and go?
Mhm. Yep, the last one.
Yeah, like you get to know a lot from people, right? If I said,
Yeah, sounds like me.
yeah, and if I was like, hey, I came to Arizona because I came here, it looked awesome, but then I went home and I did a lot of research and I saw that property taxes are low and I wanted to live somewhere where I could save money. And because property taxes were low, I knew the cost of living was lower. So then I decided to move to Arizona. What does that tell you about me?
Planner,
Well,
strategic.
strategic planner, and I probably like statistics. So now, if I'm a loan originator and a realtor talks to me in that way, I'm sending them statistics of what's happening in the market because they're going to appreciate that more than they're going to appreciate the card I would send to Neil, right? Like they might be like, oh, cool, this is a cool card. But the stats, they're going to be like, wow, now I know what's going on and I feel like I'm in the know and I could share that. So you got to figure out what's important to people, right? So here's another question. Now I put realtor because I was thinking about going to realtor networking events, but you could fill in the blank of any profession. If you're at like a networking event that's maybe for your local chamber and you have lots of industries there, right? So how long have you been doing whatever the industry is? And again, you could go to the same questions. Oh, what'd you do before that? Or what made you decide to become whatever the industry is? And their reasonings behind things is going to tell you a lot about their personality style, right? So, I mean, even you guys, if we open it up to conversation right now, right? Like, Elisa, you just got licensed as a loan originator, if I remember right. And it looks like you might be in another office, so don't feel like you have to unmute if you're not in a position to. It's okay. But if I were to ask her what made you decide to go get a license, especially now, it might be different than what Ardra you're going to say. And I mean, I don't know what it's been, probably what, 30 years or whatever you've been in the industry. Your answer is probably going to be very different than her answer.
Totally. Like, I think what's hard is I think and you've been in the industry so long, you go through waves. Waves of, at least I do. Waves of where I like talking to people and waves where I don't like talking to people. And I find like right now I might be in a little funky place. So this is good, but sometimes I feel like I kind of get it to a point where I almost want to hermit and I just don't want to talk to people and it's not good for my business. But then I have to challenge myself to go in, make an effort to talk to people, and
Mhm.
it definitely is like
Because
harder.
if
I
you're
mean, I'm naturally
periodic,
like
yeah,
yeah.
if you're periodically hermiting, your business is probably riding a roller coaster
Yeah, and I
of
have to like push
income and
myself through
emotion.
those times. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because in this industry, consistency is key. And if your actions are consistent, your business will stay consistent. But if
Hmm.
your actions go up and down, your business will go up and down, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what was a reason when you became a loan originator? What made you decide to get in the industry and be a loan originator?
Well, I processed before. I noticed how I was doing all the work and they were making all the money. So I really wanted to switch and I mean, get paid for what work I was actually doing. So that was really what made
Okay.
me switch in
Awesome.
the
So
beginning.
that tells me money and income is important to you. And if you were a realtor, and I personally, me, I love marketing and business development. So what I would say if I wanted to work with you is, if we work together and if I had ideas where I could help you double or triple your income, been looking at what you're doing now, and I know some small tweaks that can help you double or triple your income. Would that be worth a conversation with me to see if it would make sense for us to work together? Would you
Excuse
set
me.
an appointment with me?
I'd be interested to hear what that's about.
Yeah, because you're about money. And most people that are about money are action oriented too. And you're not going to overthink things probably too much before you make decisions. You might overthink after, right? Like we decide on emotion and justify on logic. So you might overthink it later for the logic of, second guessing yourself and did I make the right decision, whatever. But you're going to make decisions pretty quickly because when you tell me you wanted to get paid more, you wanted more money, you were doing the work, that tells me you're a doer and you're a goer. You're going to go and you're going to get it, and you're not going to sit back and contemplate and think and think and think. See, so one simple answer could tell me a lot about your personality style, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you were like, well, I saw what they were doing and I started researching this and thinking about that. And after 10 years of, you know what I mean? It's different. You're like, no, I was doing the work. They were making the money. I wanted the money. So I decided to get
Well,
in.
I kind of like even yesterday, I made a post on TikTok because I have so many leads that are I'm interested or want more information. And to me, that's like the B word. It's like it just makes me like thrill, like, really? Like I've been sharing so much with you.
What is
What do you
the
want to
B
know?
word?
Like the bad word. Any bad word. Any bad word. Fill it
Right? So
in.
action
So,
oriented people
so
want a yes or a no and not a maybe. Because
yeah, so
maybes
I
are
have a hard
painful.
time with the maybes like
Mhm,
crazy. It
mhm.
will like just irk me so bad where I have to like take time before I reply to their message. Otherwise, I can really want to be just bitchy about it,
So
like really?
when
Like,
you
can you give me
start
more info? So,
when you
yeah.
start working with people who are analysts, you got to
I
take
love
a
it.
deep breath.
Well, I
Analysts
like people
are,
who know numbers because I'm really good with numbers and I'm very
yeah, but
logical.
analyst
So
doesn't just mean they know numbers.
yeah,
Analyst
they
means
they
very
overanalyze
often,
things.
what?
They overanalyze things. I have clients like that and they just irritate me too. Yeah.
Yeah, like
So
it could
I
be,
have to really be conscientious about that when I'm dealing with clients. Like I have one right now, and so I made a post the other day and I basically said, first of all, because the people call me and they want help. I need help right away. I need a house like right away. And I'm like thinking they think I'm some type of assistance program. I'm not that, you know. Do I need credit? Yeah, you need credit. So like yesterday I made this video, like I'm a loan officer. This is what I do. This is the type of client I'm looking for, and this is what I'm not looking for. And I was just like so clear about that because I really just don't want, I was like, you have to have at least some knowledge about your credit, and you've been actively managing it for at least the last 6 to 12 months, at least. Or because all you get people have no idea. No idea. It's like really, and you want to buy a house. To me, I guess it's not I don't know. I think that's my problem. And it's just something I have to look at with the regards to like the clients that I have coming to me. So it is a challenge. But yeah, a little offbeat there, but I love your questions. They work really good when we're like networking for sure. I use a
Yeah,
lot of
and
those.
so the analyst people sometimes get into analysis paralysis. But and so for you, when you are out networking, if you're looking for business partnerships to share referrals with, you may decide those are not the people you want to partner with. Like you
Hmm.
may, because you may want to go and they may frustrate you going, let me think about that. Let me decide if I want to do that open house, or let me decide if I want to,
Yeah. Oh
whatever
my
it
God.
is.
Yeah, I
So,
like decisiveness, definitely. Like, let me
so
pull up my calendar. Yes, I'm open. Let's book it. Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so back to one of the beginning classes that we did, I said, list your ideal referral partner. And so you might want to think about those personality styles if you have not done that in your ideal list. And I don't remember if you were
I
on
think I
that list
missed the
or not,
first one.
but
Yeah, but I saw you have the recorded stuff, so I'll go back and
yeah,
listen to that.
and you may want to create that list so that you know when you're going into a networking event, when you're asking questions, you could be listening for the personality style of the people when you decide, do I want to ask you to go for coffee after this? Do I want to have a one-on-one meeting to get to know you better? You might go, okay, you're not for me.
Yeah.
You're going to spend too much time asking these questions that I think are silly or ridiculous or common sense or whatever, or analyze, and I want somebody who's ready to go with me. So,
Hmm.
start thinking again and know the questions you're going to ask to listen for the
Hmm.
answers you want to hear for the type of referral partner you want, right?
Definitely.
We're not usually going to networking events to find the next home buyer. We're going to networking events to find people who know people, like to build the bigger referrals, because it's not always who you know or who you meet, it's who do they know, right? Neil, you don't need to raise your hand. Go ahead.
Hey, I raised my hand. Um, everything you're saying is for me is pretty much what I do anyways. The try
Awesome.
to, find the link. Um, I have a lot big, I know that I'm gonna mess up your name
Ardra.
on what is it?
Ardra.
Ardra.
Hmm.
I have a big connection to the Jewish community up in LA, because I talk about, I listen to what they're saying. Oh, I went to school there. I lived in the areas, whatever. And there's always 6 degrees of separation. We always know somebody. But my question, and one of the things I'm coming to this is, how do I meet these people? I go to a realtor, which I haven't done for the last few weeks because they're the same time as this class, is the realtor showcase over here in Laguna Beach, and they're usually from 8 to 9:30. No, 8 to 9, and then there's a second one from 9:15 to 10:30. Laguna Beach and surrounding areas. But basically, you go to these broker previews, and it's 10 realtors, 40 loan agents, 25 escrow agents, and assorted handymen and stuff like that. So um, as opposed to just going to open houses and knocking on the door and sitting down and talking to them, which I did in my youth when I had energy. Um, I don't really want to go chasing them like that. I
No.
want to go. So I need to, what I really need to get out of all this here is how do I meet realtors, developers, builders, CPAs, financial planners, divorce
You
lawyers?
got to go fishing where the fish are.
Well,
So
I
let's
go
go
to the
back to
network
this
groups, I go to
slide.
the meetups, but it's not designated estate attorneys. It's everybody, everyone from permanent makeup to Tupperware salesman.
So you're going to the wrong meetups. So you want to start looking at designated association events. I know you said, I believe, if I remember right, anyways, that you said you're a member of your local real estate association. So go to go to classes meant for realtors. Go to events geared at realtors. Go to look for things like Brian Buffini is a big realtor coach who teaches what I teach a lot about building relationships, right? And he talks about cards, notes, and pop buys. Well, I would meet realtors because I like what Brian Buffini teaches. So, in my mind, if I could find a realtor that aligns with Brian Buffini's beliefs, they're also going to align with me and we're going to be of like mind. So I would go to Brian Buffini events. I am surrounded by realtors and I'm one of the few loan originators that go to something that's a Brian Buffini event. A story I can tell is years ago when I first started doing coaching at People's Mortgage, I had a brand new licensed loan originator come to me. We went for coffee. She said, I worked for years in the credit union and people came to me. Now I'm working at home. How do I get my business? And I gave her an upcoming real estate event to go to. And it was like a half day class at, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I want to say, if I remember right, the Tempe Center for the Arts that was full, and every hour was a different speaker on stage. So I would go to things that had panels or speakers geared at realtors. I told her to go to that, and I happened to be out of town, and I said, I'm not going to be able to go with you, but go to this event. And we didn't have time for me to do a class like this before she went. And she came back and actually said to me, I think the event you sent me to was meant for realtors. I was the only loan originator I could find there.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Go fishing where the fish are. Your fish are realtors, your fish are financial planners, your fish are lawyers, like whatever you want to connect with, right? So go to where they go. And many of these events, even if it's like a all day workshop or whatever, it starts with a breakfast or there's a break at lunch. Your networking time is the breakfast, is the lunch, is the before class, right? If you sponsor a class, you could sponsor classes at the associations. They might only give you 2 to 5 minutes before the class, but don't leave. Many people make the mistake of leaving. You get there 30 minutes early. You greet people when they come in. You talk to them before the class comes. Your networking is 30 minutes pre-class. Then, if it's like, let's say, a CE class and maybe it goes 3 hours, there's a break every hour for 10 minutes. The 10 minutes is your time. Don't go to the bathroom at the 10 minutes. Don't get a snack at the 10 minutes. You take the snack during the class. You go to the bathroom when they have to be listening. But the break is your golden hour. The break is your time to ask these needs questions, right? So go to your association website and go, okay, what events are coming up? Or the other thing, and I'm going to share it right now. I think we talked about this in another week as well. And hold on, let me make sure I do the right screen. Okay, on Facebook, and we talked about looking on Eventbrite, looking on Facebook, looking at meetup.com. You can find things meant for whoever you want to go see. So, like on Facebook, I'm going to go to the events and I'm going to search events. And I'm going to search events maybe that have to do with real estate. So I'm going to type in events, I'm going to type in real estate, and then I could get even more specific. Location, anywhere, Chandler, New York, where my parents live. But like, I want to go, okay, what's going to be near Chandler? And in fact, I don't even have to, because if I look at these events, these are near where I live. Northrop Boulevard is, in the Phoenix area. The Avion Center is, 25 minutes from me. So I could see there's the Phoenix Real Estate Club. Here's Rising Tides 40 Under 40 award ceremony. Hello, realtors are getting awards. Where are realtors going to go to their awards ceremony? And if they're getting awards, now I'm going to see who's the realtors doing business. Because this is the Young Professional Network 40 Under 40 that is at the Real Estate Association, the West and Southeast Realtors of the Valley. Who's going here? The who's who to know under 40 years old, right? Some older people may go also to celebrate the younger people, but the people who want to be getting the award are going to be there, and the people who are getting the awards are going to be there. So if I want to go where realtors are on April 10th, I better buy a ticket to show up to this event from 6 to 9 p.m. So you just
how did you find it again? I went into real estate.
Okay, so I'm at my home screen in Facebook on the left-hand side here, see more, click events, search events. I typed real estate.
Okay, see more events. Okay.
hmm
And then search events. Got it.
And type and if you want financial planners, I wouldn't type real estate, I would type financial planning and see. Financial planners also have an association. CPAs also have an association. You could join the associations of any of these industries. So here's different financial strategy workshops. I could do financial planning networking. These are financial planning workshops, which means probably a financial planner is putting it on. But if that's a financial planner that I know I want to meet, I can go to it. I could do financial planner networking and see what I get. Navigating senior living, a conversation with the certified financial planner. It's not what, it's just her. But here inside the financial planner victory group, I mean, I could look at any of these and see, are these networking groups? But I could also come over here and go financial planning association. Here we go. And then I'm going to find my local groups, networking, chapters. Here's look at all these in California, Neil. Arizona
Yeah.
has one. I'm going to go, okay, I want to do reverse mortgages. I want to talk to financial planners. They're going to want to keep their assets under management, so they might refer me for people to get a reverse mortgage. And now I'm going to go FPA Arizona. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to find out when their meetings are. I might even call Melissa, who's the contact, and find out how I join.
Okay.
I think we lost Arja. So many ways. Go fishing where your fish are. Don't just go to like chamber open houses, broker opens, whatever. Go to events that are meant just for the professional you want to meet.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, huge. And then put events on yourself. So we talked one week about creating a partnership with like a home warranty rep, a title rep, and you can decide you want to sponsor or support a class. Like I used to do the social media classes all the time. Yesterday, I helped Debbie Spalding, who's a part of Nexa with us. She did a class on down payment assistance. Well, Joe Solaro from Oh God, this is horrible. I have to look up the lender that he's with. Here, I'll go back into Facebook because I think we had it on Facebook. Um, Joe, as the account executive, was willing to be the presenter. And he came and I spoke for a few minutes. Debbie spoke for a bunch, and Debbie and Joe co-presented a class on down payment assistance. And we had, I think, 12 realtors show up. So I invited people, Debbie invited people, and the title rep from Shiloh from Empire West invited realtors she knew. So we filled the room like 12 or 15 realtors that, we shared in inviting, and we had the class. So you could do that too, like talk to other people who also need realtors. Here's an upcoming class that Andy is hosting, and I'm helping her invite. And it's about, and I think it got cut off. This is like she didn't use the right size picture. But Kara from Homelight is going to teach this class on the Homelight bridge loans. So you don't have to teach it, and I can help you if you want. We find the AEs or people that can instruct a class. So Andy's sponsoring. Renee from Landmark Title is a sponsor. Here's our home warranty, Old Republic Home Protection. I'm inviting, Andy's inviting, Lindsay's inviting, Renee is inviting, and Kara is teaching about the buy before you sell program, right? So, and the only people we're inviting are realtors. So you could go to an event that an association is hosting, or you can put on an event by partnering with other people who need realtors.
Okay.
I mean, it's huge, and it's out there, and you draw the realtors to you, or you go to them, or whatever industry it is that you're looking for. And I don't know if you were on when Ardra talked about, she has a monthly meeting for a networking group that she puts on for Native Americans in real estate. So she's geared at, I mean, she's not turning away non-natives, right? But she's gearing to Native American people that work in the real estate industry in all realms of the industry. She has an escrow officer, she has realtors, she comes as the mortgage professional, right? So either you put it on or you go find where the people are that you want to be with. Make sense?
Yep,
Was that helpful?
it was. I didn't know they had that on Facebook. I thought it was only Meetup.
No, Meetup, Eventbrite is another website, or Facebook events. Does anyone know of another event website outside of Meetup, Eventbrite, or Facebook's events tab? Those are the three I use. Anybody
That's
know of
just
another
like
one?
do a search in TikTok. Sometimes I come up with events like that too.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. I've
Mhm.
never used TikTok in that way. Good to know. Um, okay, so let's go back to the questions that we can ask in needs. So, we're talking about, like how long have you lived in the place you're living? How long have you been in the industry you've been in? What made you just decide to be a part of that industry? Then you can ask directly right there. I mean, if you want to be like Ardra being an action person, you could go right to it. If you knew someone who needed a mortgage, do you have a loan originator that you would refer them to? However, I would not do that right in the beginning. I would establish some friendship first. I would establish some relationship first. However, if you have a really good conversation and you want to keep going and you want to, again, decide, do you want to sit one-on-one with them? I would ask before I leave, because if they say no, then you definitely might want to sit down with them if the conversation went really well. But you also don't want to have a great conversation And then they say, oh, yeah, my brother's a mortgage loan originator, and I'm always only going to refer to my brother. Great. You just saved yourself all the follow-up time, right? So, however, it's a fine line of deciding
Now it's so
whether,
crazy in our business. It's like, oh yeah, I would love to meet your brother.
right? If you want to
What bank
recruit
does he
them.
work with, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
And you never know. They might say, I have a brother at Nexa, but they didn't tell you till you asked, right? So again, ask the question, put the elephants on the table, don't be afraid, right? However, you also don't want it to be the first question you ask. You want to get a conversation going. You want to decide, do you think you like the person? Do you think they're going to be the type of personality style you want to work with, right? And then you might want to ask them. So instead of saying, oh, what personality style do you work well with, right? You could ask, what types of qualities do you look for in a referral partner? And see if they describe you. Because if they describe the opposite of you, like if you're a relationship oriented person and they're like, well, I want someone who's not going to waste my time, who's going to get to the point, who's going to be all about business, and we're going to move on and get stuff done, and you want the kumbaya, then you know you're not right for them. You don't have to be right for everyone, and not everyone has to be right for you. And if you're that, I want to do business, I want people business, I want, like Archer's like, I like people who like numbers, right? She probably,
Decisiveness is the beautiful name.
yes, so you don't want the person who's like, I want to go out to dinner, I want to go to lunch, I want to take you to lunch, I want to see if you can be friends with my friends. You're like, ugh, I don't have time for that, right? So again, let them decide their perfect partner because and most of the time, when people are looking for a perfect partner, what kind of person are they also looking for? Someone opposite of them or someone like-minded with them?
Probably like-minded.
Usually.
Hmm.
So when they describe who a perfect partner is for them, they might also slightly be describing what they believe they are, right? People like in others what they see in themselves. Now, sometimes we want the opposite, but not always as a referral partner. Like if when I'm hiring maybe an assistant, I'm hiring someone who's good at what I'm not good at, so they can complete the well-roundedness of, in my business, I have people that are good at all these different things, not just good at what I'm good at, right? But when I'm looking for a referral partner, especially if I'm going to go out and do events with them, like open houses and other things, if I'm going to sit with somebody for 3 hours at an open house, I don't want a personality style that's going to drive me nuts for 3 hours, right? So when you ask them, what do
That
you,
might be a good gauge to decide if you want to be a partner with them. Can I sit at an open house with them for 3 hours, right?
yeah, exactly. And so when you ask them, what do you look for in a referral partner? If they're honest with you and you know that what they're saying they look for is the opposite of you, you might know now is the time to walk away and go find somebody else to talk to.
Or you could be nice and say, "Oh, I know Alicia and you would get along great."
Yeah, you
You're
could connect
still
them with
creating a
someone.
connection because then you still did something good. Because I think people
Sure.
out there, they look at things like, is this person just an all well-rounded person, nice person, or are they just pretending to be nice to get my business? And sometimes it's crazy because just making those little connections, it generally comes back to you somehow, like, oh yeah,
Always,
yeah.
always. I believe what you put out comes back tenfold. So if you put out something that helps build somebody's business, it may not come back exactly from that person, but the universe will like respond. I totally believe there's like a balance in the
So there's
universe.
always an opportunity for something, I think. Yeah, almost
100%.
almost every time.
Yeah. So, however, you may want to connect them to whoever, and if that person you want to connect them to is there in the room, great. Introduce them right then. It gives you a chance to walk away and go find the person that's right for you. Not
But not
everybody
only
has.
that, you kind of gave them your elevator pitch if you're like niche at something too, because they might just remember. Because it's crazy. I'll get people like, oh, seriously. I had a realtor call me the other day. She's like, I met you like 10 years ago. She goes, I was wondering, do you know Tess? I was like, I am Tess. Anyway, so she's like, I met you like 10 years ago, and I have a client that is Native American, and I thought of you. It's so crazy because that's the thing that most people remember me by,
Yeah,
even if it's been a long
but
time.
again, remember, like you are not the right person for everybody, and everybody's not the right person for you, and that is okay. There is enough business out there for everybody. You want to attract people that you will work well with, and you want to walk away from people that won't. Keep this space open so that you have the energy and time for the right people rather than filling your space and time for people that are not going to work out long term, right?
I agree. I agree. And you know what's crazy? I think when you let go, because this is sometimes my problem. I have my group and I know a couple of them are using another lender. And I'm like, you know what? There's plenty of business in this world. I'm okay. I know they come back every now and then. I'm not really, I don't feel like their clientele is like my book of business that I really want to sit with anyway. So, but there is value still in that. And I have to believe in that. So I still create value. But recently when I have decided that okay, I'm not going to focus on them anymore. I'm not going to focus on anything like bad or good for them. I just wish them the best, you know. And so when I did that, I have some new agents that just came out of nowhere. Now I have like a new group of people coming into my meetings that I don't even know. I think I met them on TikTok too. And so I have a new slew of agents coming through and they're also interested in the reload program. So I need help with that. I don't even know how to transition. I know how to get a brand new nobody that has no experience into the thing. Now
Okay,
I got
that's another conversation that has nothing to do with just creating
totally,
conversation at networking.
totally. I have
Um,
to get with you on that.
So, however, if you talk to somebody who has a different preferred lender or they're using somebody else for other products, that goes back to that is, it can be a referral for you. So you
Mhm.
get to ask them, like, instead of what do you look for in a referral partner, what are you looking for in the loan originator you like working with? And maybe I'm looking for the same thing. And now you can ask them to make a connection to you because now that's another referral. When you're looking for referral partners, it doesn't have to just be referral partners for loans. You could be looking for referral partners to refer you loan originators.
Mhm.
Right? So start broadening the mindset. You might not just want referrals for loans. You might want referrals for loan originators. And another question I love to ask, and again, if you read my book, Love Your Business, Love Your Life, I love doing things that I enjoy doing with business partners. So, what do you do when you're not out working? Is a great way to start going into the enjoy questions. Right. So if I find out somebody enjoys hiking, I may go hiking with them. I may go walking with them. I may go running with them. I may go cycling with them. Those are things I love to do that I can turn business meetings into enjoyable moments. So my business meeting can blur the lines of personal because I am out cycling. So I'm doing something I love doing, maybe with somebody I want to build and grow business with. Or I am out volunteering at Feed My Starving Children or St. Mary's Food Bank with other people that I can share business with. So I'm making a difference in the world with people that I share business with. So when I find out what they like to do when they're not working, I may find out we also have common ground there, right? Do you guys have anybody or any, not buddy, let's go to any things or any events, activities that you do that you can invite potential business partners to do with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually put something together. Every Wednesday, there's like a free or pay what you want to go to the Phoenix Art Museum. And me and Aaliyah are hanging up in the art museum. So I kind of want to do a fun thing and get some of my friends that might want to enjoy looking at that whole artist display that's hanging up there and kind of make some fun with it. Maybe go out to happy hour before and go out and hang out at the museum. So sometimes I do. I hang out with my partners as friends. I've
So
had.
you might want to think beyond just this current art show where you have art hanging, and
Mhm.
maybe once a month get a group together where you do that. You go to happy hour and you go look at whatever the current art display is.
That sounds like a fun plan. Yeah, once a month art thing.
Yeah, so now it's people of like mind that enjoy art. So
Hmm.
you're doing something you enjoy outside of work with people that you can do business with.
Hmm.
Neil,
Hmm.
is there anything you could think of for yourself?
Um, I was trying to think a little bit. I've been kind of lazy the last few years, not doing anything, not really being involved with much.
There's got to
Um,
be something you like doing. Do you like going to any kind of sports games or like what are some
um,
things you do when you're not working or maybe you and your wife do together?
well, I'm with my wife 36 years. We don't do much together. You know, we just acknowledge that we're alive. Um, but I, I've had some health issues. I used to play softball and tennis. I can't really do tennis anymore, but now that I'm a little better, I'd like to start doing softball. But again, that's more of a, you got to go to a league, get on a team.
But here's something that you could think about. Build a team to join a league where your team is all filled with professionals you can share business with. So
If
you
I knew that, if I knew the 10 or 12 professionals, I wouldn't be needing this meeting right now.
you could like I that's a way I use social media. Like you can post on Facebook who of my business professional friends like to play softball? I'm looking to put together a team of professionals to play together. Or you could say, who do you know that I should know that may be a business professional that also likes softball? And now you're using your social media to meet people through the people you know. So you might know somebody who lives down the street who isn't a business professional, but they know that their CPA plays softball, and now they're going to introduce you to their CPA.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I
6 degrees.
I
Yes.
absolutely agree, Alicia. Like that's what's so nice about what we do as loan officers is that we can build our work around our lifestyle and build it around what we like and not lose out on enjoying the things that we do and creating, collaboration or friendships with those that have the same interest.
Mhm.
Otherwise, if we're not, we're creating misery in our business, and that doesn't make good for good sales. You have
That
to
is why
you
the
have to
book
keep
is
playing.
called Love Your Business, Love Your Life. Work with
Yeah.
people you enjoy working with so
Like
you have fun. I mean, if you think
absolutely. Because I like fashion. I like eating out. And I like going out doing fun stuff. And so all the people I work with do that stuff. Like I went and we did a fashion show. Leah was modeling in a show, and it was a Native American show here locally. And I reached out to my Native American group, and we got a group of us that went to go watch the show together. And they would have never known about the show unless I brought it up. But they love fashion. So it was kind of like it was a really fun time, definitely.
awesome.
So you
All
can
right.
play.
It is 10 o'clock or
Yeah.
9:59. So it will be 10 o'clock any second. So I am going to cut us off. We will pick this back up next week. Next week, I want to start getting into some of the questions like we just started with enjoy and alter or change because it is key to find out sometimes people's pain points or goals, but you don't want to ask what is making you miserable about the person you're working with in lending, or what are your current goals. Sometimes people don't know their goals, but they know what they want to alter or change. So we're going to talk about how to find the negative by keeping it a positive so that you can give a solution to keeping their business where they want, growing in a positive way, but also finding out that pain point that you can solve. So have a great week. I will see you guys next week. Talk to you later. Thanks for
Bye.
coming on.